Where do I go, Chuck, here to, right here, share screen? Oh. Oh, that's not good. Any luck, Jack?
You can't share your
You got to make me host then. I'm not logged in, so whatever computer that is. What computer is that logged in at?
You're going.
But it won't let me share screen. Oh, okay. So I'm sharing. I'm good. Yeah, I still can't do it. It says host disabled. Oh, okay. Is that working? Oh, okay. Dino, can you see the web SDR screen?
Yes, you're up.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Sorry for the slowdown. We'll go ahead and get started. I've got a few slides to go through and then try and do a live demo. What I wanted to introduce tonight was web SDR receivers. Those are receivers you can use in your browser off of the internet, and some of the plugins that they have for various kinds of the things you can do. So, this way. Usually oh, there we go. Oops. That doesn't look like, that looks like the last slide. Okay, no. Okay, so a web SDR is usually a remote software-defined radio connected to the internet, allowing many listeners to tune and listen to it simultaneously. So more than one person can be tuning this in, and depending on the platform that it's running on, there can be a limit, sometimes 4, sometimes 400. So it just depends on the architecture of the web SDR. That's just showing you a sample of the waterfall that you'll see. Why would you use it? Sometimes you can avoid your local QTH noise. Let's say you live in an area where there's noise to the point on HF you can't receive at all, but you transmit and use a receiver somewhere else as your receiver, so you can get by that problem. I knew a guy, he had solar panels and he couldn't use HF. They were leased, he didn't own them, so he was having trouble trying to get the reduced, so we use that. You can hear stations out of your propagation. They use this on like the Virginia phone net and green frogs. A lot of times the 80-meter propagation will be such that the net control can't hear all the check-ins, but it'll use a couple of remote receivers when the band is long to be able to check people in. You can make a recording of your own signal and play it back to yourself later. You can decode CW, teletypes, fax, slow scan TV, and other modes. Doesn't require any software configuration on your part because it's just in a browser. So real easy. There's a way to do HF direction finding. People lash together a couple of these receivers. And like I say, net control assistance, especially on like 80 meters where the propagation, you just can't hear somebody, but you can listen to them on one of these SDRs, while you're listening on the main frequency. And also in here, you can help identify unknown signals. A lot of times they'll be tagging, labeling what these signals are. There's a couple of main flavors out there. There's ones that are hosted on a Raspberry Pi, which I've got in the top, and then some that are hosted on what they call BeagleBone Black. So Web SDR, and then the other one's Kiwi is the hardware that they're using. But these are showing the servers, the underlying servers. And if you look at it, the interface is different. When you see this kind of interface compared to the interface up on top, you'll notice there's different. The top one's based on the usually an RTL SDR, the little dongles, and the bottom one is the higher powered Kiwi SDR software. And we'll try and go through some of that interface. So this is what the Kiwi, it's an open source project, and this is what the receiver looks like. And basically it's a little hat that you can put on top of the of one of those little single board computers. And RTL SDR, that's what they're inside, if you've ever wondered what's inside one of those little RTL SDR dongles. I'll send you out these links, but this is how you can find a lot of those. These are like aggregators that are linking together all these receivers around the globe. So you can pick one of these links, and I've opened them in a tab, and hopefully we can do a demo afterwards. So some of these, like you look at the web SDR org, is all the usually the RTL SDRs. So those are the simpler ones. They're more basic. They don't have as many high-end features like all the decoders compared to the Kiwi SDRs, which there's one, the second link down is just the Kiwi SDR hardware, which is more sophisticated receivers. They got more noise reduction and more plugins for decoding. So these are exclusively Kiwi only links for the Kiwi SDRs. The built-in decoders, you've got teletype decoder. You can decode Morse code, slow scan TV. You got Whisper. If you've ever heard of the Whisper mode, it's one of the weak signal beaconing modes. Fax, you probably heard of fax, and then digital radio mondial, which is a digital encoding for like shortwave broadcasters. So I'm showing an example here, and hopefully you can see it because it's not real big here in the room. But I'm decoding this teletype signal. I don't have a pointer. I didn't bring a pointer. But these two lines here is showing you the teletype signal with its mark and space. And then you have a pointer, Wally? No. Oh. I've seen it. Anyways, that's the mark and space. Down here, it's telling you how the decoder is set up. And all I did was right click on that signal, and it knew the right decoder to pick. So I got, this is a 450 hertz split, and it's running at 50 baud. So it's a little different than the ham. So this is like would be a weather station, but you can see the RY, and that's typical. RY is like a signal you send out just to check out your frequency. So this is a Morse code decoder. And there's a little trick in here, but if you see that red line going kind of cross up towards the top, you set a level to make sure that your CW, which is the noise looking above it, the red line, you set kind of a baseline, make sure your signal's above that baseline to get the best decode. But I could show you that. If you look down here, there's a threshold here, and you'll reset, and you can set that threshold there. And this says 17 words per minute coming in, and that's what it's decoding. You'll notice that if when you were doing this live, you'd see a little delay in the code coming up on the screen between up there. There's a little bit of delay in the back end doing the decoding, but you see it's a pretty good copy. It says here we have another day of painters upstairs. Finally, it is getting warm like summer, you know. So anyways, but he's using a Drake L7 amp. So anyways, this is some pictures of slow scan that I decoded on 20 meters. You see these QSL cards. These are usually the type of images you'll see on slow scan. So, I mean, all you do is you go find the slow scan frequency, and then on the right side, there's a little drop down where you see it says SSTV all the way over on the right. I just picked the decoder, and there's a big list of decoders in that drop down menu, all different decoders. This is Whisper mode, which is a bunch of beacon stations sending out beacon signals at set frequencies as part of the Whisper suite, as part of the WSJTX suite of programs in there. There's like FT8, FT4, some of those you've probably heard of. So if you just leave it there, and it's doing the Whisper decoding there. Here's a fax, like the weather fax. So again, if you look over in that right box over there, it says fax, because I picked the fax plugin to do the decoding. And it even picked the station New Orleans NMGUS. I think that's the Naval or Coast Guard station down there, and the weather broadcast that they put out. So And these are actually ones I copied over the air and decoded. This is what they call digital radio mondial, and it's the digital radio decoding. And there's a schedule provided up here. When you click this mode in the control panel, it gives you a schedule. So you just scroll up and down there and see which of those digital broadcasting stations you can hear from wherever the receiver is that you selected. Here, you notice it's telling me what I'm hearing. I'm at 950 kilohertz, and it says I'm listening to WWJ in Detroit on medium wave, because they've got these big databases built in there. And I don't know how I get Dino's picture off of there. Well, if I click off of that, is that what you guys are seeing? Oh, just we are seeing it. Okay. Well, if you notice this drop down list on the right, you notice there's a bunch of databases listed. So DX, and I can't read them all here, but they're partially covered. But if I minimize that, will I get rid of that? No. Well, that was a little better. So you notice the list of logs at the top, the shortwave broadcast database lookup, or DX cluster lookup if you were in a ham band. But you notice all the stations across your tuning dial there. You can see all the different station tagging coming right up. Some are in Canada and so forth. This is a receiver that's in Michigan. So I guess it populates what they think you'll hear there. This is another example of tuning the digital one of those digital radio mondials. And this is a good one of the spectrum waterfall. So you see I'm at 11.65, I think it is. It's a 11.69 megahertz. And the red is a very strong wide digital signal. And this happens to be Radio New Zealand in the Pacific. I'm probably picking this up on a Hawaiian SDR receiver out of Hawaii. So, okay, I've got examples and then a live demo. But before I go to that, there is apps for your phone for Android and Apple. It works in most browsers. I noticed though when I was playing it here in the Chrome browser, usually up in the browser tab, there's a little volume control icon, and you can usually click that to mute the audio playing in that tab. But for some reason here, when I push that, it's not muting. So when we get there, I'll just have to close the tab. And I've got a couple of clips, audio clips, and then a live demo. So let me get out of this screen and see if I can share my browser screen. Oh, here, this is it. Is that sharing? Can you see the browser screen? Do I have to change the sharing? Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, right. Yeah. Pause or stop, I guess. New share. And I'm going to go to the Chrome browser share. How's that? Oh, really?
So you got to restart the share. Not that.
Oh.
That'll work. Now see you. Now share.
How's that?
You would pause it. There you go.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the webdsdr.org. What links of those links that I showed. So if you see, if I scroll down here, it starts off with this one that's in Netherlands. And if you notice down there, right there, it says 561 users are connected to that one receiver, but it's a very popular one. You notice down here, this one is tracking the QO100 geostationary satellite. So this is down in, is this in the UK? I don't know where it is. It might be in the UK. Yes, it's a UK link. But so that's how you could listen to that geostationary satellite that we can't hear here in the US. There's a receiver here in Brazil. This northern Utah SDR is pretty good. So if I click that link, oh, this one's got an extra little thing here. You want you to pick the band. Oh, there it is. Oh. So you see there, I'm on 1160, which is labeled down here KSL, that's Salt Lake City. And you can zoom up on this. You can add in different effects. You can do a recording. I could start an audio recording. I can change mode and tuning steps. So I can go, let's go to the next station. I can start going up here. Oops. And go back 10. I went 110. So that's another, I don't know if you can see my little cursor moving there, back and forth. So let's say I want to go to a ham band. I'll go to 20-meter phone and try and pick up somebody. See that there's somebody talking right there. Oh, I did that wrong. I narrowed up the receiver. I got to open that receiver up. It's very narrow there. Let me go to, where's the, oh, bandwidth, USB wide. And then, so anyways, you can see as I'm, so something. He must have, Brian must be following us. So if I moved to Brian, yeah, but anyways, so you can tune. Anyways, this is the lower end web SDR. So you see I'm on sideband there, and you can pick your bands. I could go to 80-meter phone or really 70. And I guess it's early enough in the day out there that 80 meters is dead. So to turn that down. So that's one of the, I hate this, trying to do this in the browser. Oh, there we go. So, okay, let me see if I can get to this site. Or here, I'll do this one. Oh, this is the, where's the, I think I lost one of my tabs here. But I can go to this one. So this is a receiver in Japan. If you can see, that's they show a nice mountain there. So this is the Kiwi SDR with the more advanced interfacing. So if you see, you can go here, select band. So let's say I go to medium wave. I'm on the AM band. You see a strong signal here. I can just click on it. So this obviously, I'll let Carrie tell us what he. So I was going to show you, oops, I'm going the wrong way. Wait a minute. I wanted to go to, so that's the AFN station. So the Armed Forces Network. That's one of the few places in the world that the armed forces are still broadcasting on a radio station. Is in Tokyo, they have the AFN station. So anyways, that's music there. But if you notice over here, there's a drop down that says off. If you go down here, they got different noise reduction schemes. Like I think this spectral noise reduction, if you listen, you'll hear it. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's maybe easier on like sideband, but between that and being off. Oh, sorry, that got kind of loud. But the different noise reduction schemes are all built in, which you don't have that with the RTL SDRs. They're a lot simpler interface. So if I wanted to start off somewhere, I'd start off with the RTL SDRs, get used to those, and then do these more advanced web SDRs. So in this case, you've got that, and then you've got your, over here under extensions, these are all your decoders. So if you notice, we talked about DRM, the digital radio mondial one. So you see it brought up a schedule down here. So if I try this, like I might be able to hear this China station in Japan. But I can already tell by the waterfall, I'm not receiving it. Here's one up on a higher band. I might have enough signal there, but it doesn't look real strong. Let me see, what else do I have? So it automatically, has the time of day. This one's in Germany, so I won't hear that. Probably won't hear Prague. So that one's not, see, I'm better off with the Hawaii receiver. That's in France. See, what do we got? And these are AM stations around India. So in the case of this receiver, but let's say I want to hear this Radio Australia. If I click there, I may hear them. Not really. They're too light there. But anyways, these tuning steps, you notice there's a row of minus and plus signs right there. The minus means going like in 5 kilohertz intervals. And the plus, is going plus in 5 kilohertz intervals. So, and then you can zoom up on it. So you can see the whole AM waveform there. And you basically can do some other fancy things with AM. This button here is synchronous AM stereo receiving. So it basically improves the, if you listen to it. So that's picking the different side bands. And then this is like a simulated like stereo. This is a Chinese station. All this is shortwave broadcasting, but let me pick another receiver. I'm going to close out of this one or just hit back. And I wanted to show you, this is just a whole list of receivers. And these are all the Kiwi receivers. So like some of these have really excellent antennas, and I'm not really on the right one that I like the best. This, for some reason, this link won't come up. I don't know if it's because of the blocking or something here, but let me just do Kiwi. I wanted to show you the one site has a nice map, and it's a VE3, but for some reason, oh, maybe this is it. Oh yeah, here it is. This one I like. This is a good aggregator because you see the map there. And so you can scroll around. Let's say you wanted to pick a receiver that was in Hawaii. So you can set your, it refreshes when you click. So if you notice, it picked ones here, and you notice this one's a north-south unterminated beverage. It's got a north beverage. This one down here, this Point Rees Seashore, that TCI is one of those big commercial monopole antennas you'd see at a big commercial site. And that's like this Half Moon Bay. Here's a big, I think that's an RLP pointed at 278 degrees. So these are some really nice receivers. So if we go to this one in Hawaii, either one of these beverage antennas. So this is a Kiwi SDR. And then open it up. So like here's, I don't know what that is. That sounds like noise. Well, it is because it's I picked the CW part of the band, but let's go up to 20. And sometimes, because these are all volunteers running these, so sometimes this one looks like it's not really working because all I'm getting is noise. So let's try this other one. Because that one just sounded like I was getting noise. And sometimes they may be down. Oh, there it goes. Okay, this one looks like it's working. Oh, that's the PSK 31 frequency. Or FT8, I mean. And then there's whisper. And then I can see some CW here, I think. And then, well, I'm not really seeing it because my screen's a little large here, but there's an S meter here at the bottom. So let's say you can pick the CW decoder, and then the top half of the screen is going to turn into a CW decoder. And you see now it's coming across that red line. And I don't know if you can, I almost have to move that out of the way and move this out of the way. Down here, which I can't see, if I might have to move, I can't get my, this. I wonder how I can make the resolution on this screen a little bit smaller, but I'm missing the control that I need to move that red line. Oh, it's getting a little bit of it. Hot and humid, temperature 88. And can't really see it down here, but on the bottom, it would tell you how many words per minute that is. But you see that is decoding. So pretty interesting there on that. Let me see what this is. Oh, this looks like JT65. It's hard, but harder to find teletype because there isn't as much teletype out there. But oh, does okay. So, and you can actually, if you can see in the waterfall, you can see the dots and dashes there as they're going by, compared to what some of the other signals. So it might be a little hard to see it here in person, but age is 72. So, but anyway, so that's pretty cool. Now we could go to 20 and see if we can get some slow scan. I don't know, slow scan kind of is going to be hit or miss also. So there's the slow scan decoder. And slow scan is usually up a little higher in the band. I think it's 14,230. You can also type in this box. So I can just type in 230. And I'm kind of this, see, I'm way up here. Now that might be slow scan. No, that's something else. So I would recognize what slow scan sounds like. So that's this the QSO. But anyway, so it helps you even recognize what some of these signals are, because you notice they're all tagged here. Like JT65, PSK31. That one up there, which is interesting to explain, see where it says IPB and it says South Africa? The worldwide beacon network that as it goes around and these different stations become active, it tells you there that that station is sending right now, even though you can't hear it in Hawaii. Now, if you watch it there, it just changed to Israel. And if it comes around to some station in the Pacific, so this was an older way before some of the tools we have now where people would figure out what kind of propagation is available to them. So we're still hitting Europe. But it switched to CW mode when I clicked on that. And that's what that, and that's why it's continually changing, because those stations set to send CW beacon on specific. Go ahead, Wally.
The identifier type, listener so forth. Does the owner operator of this SDR do that, or other anybody comes on? They identify.
Oh, no, it's set up on, so some of them won't have any tagging at all. Some of the receivers, it's dependent whether the person running this SDR has set that up.
But the person who's running it, does he or she tag it? Or
No, it's coming from a database.
okay, so I click up on the tag.
Well, no, you, like on the Kiwi SDRs, on the RTL SDRs, I've done that all the time. You can set up memories and go back there. So when you go to an, this one, here, I'm gonna mute, I'm gonna close that, I guess. When you go back to the RTL SDR, if I scroll on down here, call of a station you hear, and then submit, and then that'll be on a list of memory. Oh, that's a logbook. Oh, here it is, memories. So right there where it says memories. So if I pick a, let me go somewhere interesting, so we can at least get a signal. This one, I'll see if I can find something. Okay, so let's say we're hearing this. This is FT8. So let me turn the volume down. Okay, so this is FT8. So see where it says memories. I can hit store and give it a name and say, this is FT8, and then store it, and then store a new